All right, so Thekla, coming up here at Forbidden Door, you're set to face Starlight Kid, but you're essentially in a feud with the entire promotion of Stardom right now. What is going on with that, and what are you hoping to accomplish by going after your former employer?
Oh, I don't know how this all happened, honestly. I feel like this is one of the longest feuds ever. Like, this has been going on for since 2024, essentially. So I'd say around 2 years. But now it's really hit its most critical point right now. As I got back from Japan a couple of hours ago, oh
wow.
Yeah, I was out there going after my old boss. Yeah, it's just there's a fire burning inside of me that I just can't seem to take out. Every time I see him, I just want to take him out. So
I saw the video of you with the Clippers.
Yeah.
So for anybody who may not have watched you in Stardom and only became familiar with you with AEW, what was it that led to you with your quote-unquote getting fired from Japan?
Oh boy, I mean, that's a long list of events that just happened. A chain of misunderstandings, I suppose. I got fined a couple of times. I got suspended a couple of times for having misunderstandings with some of the staff members. I may or may not have ended up, like smacking some of the civilians who work for Stardom in the face. May or may not. I would like to say again, and yeah. I broke my hand in a bout with a girl and ended up, getting it cast, like the whole arm cast, and then used that cast as a weapon. May or may not have done that too, and then got suspended again, and eventually, more where that came from, and eventually got fired, I assume, for attacking the president and my boss. In front of a live audience, was not very well received. So, yeah.
Oh, that'll do it. Now,
that will do it.
Now you've got your feet firmly established in AEW now, and you have two women fighting for a title shot here in the finals of the Owen with Maya World and Mercedes. Do you have a preference on which one you'd like to face? Have you fought either of them in the past?
I've not fought either of them, honestly. I've been asked before if I have a preference. I do not have a preference, per se. I'll just let them handle and figure it out, and then I'll see them at Wembley, honestly. It's just, I'm happy to beat up whoever they serve me.
Nice. Now, one thing that has gotten you a lot of attention is you have a habit of calling some of the other women in AEW dumb bitches. And obviously Sky and Julia, I would assume, are exempt from that since you guys are allies. Is there anyone else in AEW who doesn't fall into that category that you get along with?
So yes, they're dumb bitches, obviously, and they're smart bitches. So both Sky and Julia are smart bitches. And then there's I would consider Marina. Marina is a smart bitch, and so is Megan Payne. She's a smart bitch. Everybody else, I'd say, more or less, is a dumb bitch.
Nice. Now, to get away from wrestling a little bit, I had read that you studied martial arts growing up. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah, I was doing Wing Chun, which is a form of Kung Fu, when I was a young teenager.
That's awesome. I spent a long time as a martial arts instructor. How long did you do that for?
3 or 4 years, pretty intensively. It was a very fun time. So it's cool. What are you teaching?
I don't anymore, but I used to do 2 different styles. One called Kikido, which is Korean, and then Judo. So
cool.
Yeah, so it was fun. I unfortunately back and knee injuries kind of stopped that, but
I know what it's like. I actually injured I injured my knee during that time too. Not training, but just how people get injured. So I actually had to stop. I had to stop Wing Chun due to an injury as well. But it is what it is, right?
Now, was your time doing ballet before, after, or at the same time?
No, it was before. I was I was intensively doing ballet. We had competitions as well, and then, but under a very strict, former Eastern Bloc USSR Slovenian lady who was very harsh with us, and I think at some point I was just like, I'm done here. I don't want to do this anymore. Let me quit ballet. And I think the week after I started martial arts, I was like, this seems to be a better fit for me.
Nice. Now, I know you stayed pretty busy with athletics when you were young, but you were also very into music. Do you still ever have time to play music?
I don't have time to play music anymore. Unfortunately, I think the last gig I participated in was probably in 2024. I want to say, where I played with one of my favorite Japanese punk bands. They were kind enough to follow my invitation to play a gig at a party I threw for my second solo exhibition in Tokyo. So that was cool. We got to play together, and I think I did a cover of the Sex Pistols. God Save the Queen, I suppose, probably.
That's amazing. And I actually, so you brought up the exhibition. I did want to talk to you about art. What was it that first got you interested in painting and just creating art in general?
Oh boy, I mean, my mom is a painter. She paints with oil, and so I pretty much I was always an artistic kid. My dad was also he works at the biggest theater stage, so I was always the dancing and the singing and acting and drawing, designing. So when I was done with school, I pretty much knew that I wanted to go to art school and do something with that, and then I ended up doing everything. So yeah, always been into art.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, you have a master's in fine arts from university,
correct?
That's amazing.
Yeah, I have thank you. Yeah.
Now, your band, at least one of them was called Death Row Groupies, right? Is there any chance we get a reunion of them anytime soon?
Oh, well, I have no idea where our drummer is. I hope he's still alive somewhere and maybe in Germany or Switzerland, I suppose. My bassist and singer, she is in Vienna currently. I've asked them to come out. I'm not sure if they still got it in them, honestly. I think we'll have to try and regroup, and I hope maybe I can. I don't know what I have to do, but maybe we will have a 10-year reunion or something before we all pass on.
That would be great. Now, you've obviously spent time living in Europe, time living in Japan, and now in the United States. What has been the easiest and the hardest part about transitioning to living in the U.S. for you?
Oh, boy. Going from Japan, obviously, coming here, it's been the food, I have to say. Just not that American food is particularly good or bad. It's just that Japanese food is that good.
Yeah.
So that is something I miss. Just wherever you go, it's like outstanding and very cheap food too. Another thing, as a European and living in Japan for that long, I like walking places. I don't even have a license, to be honest. Like I don't even know how to drive. So obviously that's a problem in the States. If I don't get picked up, I'll be stranded wherever I go, or I'll be walking for days. Lucky there's Uber, and I have friends. So otherwise I'd be in trouble.
So would you say that the food is probably the biggest thing you miss about Austria and Japan, or are there any other things that you kind of miss about those areas?
I do miss the food a lot. I do like American food a lot too. Especially where I am, we've got phenomenal Mexican food, which has been my newest thing for quite a while. I do love me some tacos. And other than that, I do like the accessibility to culture and going to gigs. Not that you can't do that in the States, but it's just so much easier in Tokyo and Vienna and Berlin and wherever else I lived.
Nice. Now, have you found like a favorite place when you're on the road to get food here yet?
I've got a guilty pleasure that is Taco Bell. I do have to say, I'm basic like that sometimes.
What's your Taco Bell order?
I do love quesadillas. But then what is that? The Crunchy Wrap. I think Crunchy Wrap Supreme.
Yeah.
I've been hooked on that a little bit. I do that. Yeah. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Everybody's got their their thing. That's my thing.
Nice. Now, one thing my boss wanted me to ask was whether you've been watching the World Cup. Are you a football fan?
I am. Yes, I am. I do love going to live games, actually. I love the energy at the stadium. I used to go in Vienna, obviously a smaller scale, but and on the road when we were touring with the band, sometimes we get to see some games, but I've been trying to. I do follow the World Cup. Obviously, I go Austria. I've also been trying to get tickets, but the FIFA is very. They don't need my money. They don't need the exposure. So it's been a little challenging trying to play my. I'm the AEW Women's World Champion, card. So
yeah, there's no such thing as a cheap sporting event in the United States anymore.
Yeah, dude, and I do not love it. I do not agree with that. Honestly, if we can't afford culture anymore, and if we can't afford sports anymore, then food is the last thing we can do.
Agreed. Now,
yeah.
You speak like 6 languages, correct?
No, it's not that crazy. 5, 4.
5?
5. Yeah, 5.
Still incredibly impressive, especially to an American who speaks 1. But so, you've got that. You paint, you play music, you wrestle, you design some of your own ring gear, you've done ballet. Like, are there things you're bad at, or are you just good at everything you try?
Yeah, no, I'm terrible at freestyle rapping. Actually, that's something. I'm not good at that, and sometimes I have nightmares because I wish I was good at it. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm so bad at it that that's the only thing I can't have. So I've had, and I used to have a big group of friends. They were all phenomenal at freestyle rapping, actually, and I would have nightmares of being put to, how do you say, like having a microphone shoved in my face, and I freestyle 2 lines and everybody would be like crickets, it's like that's the worst I've ever heard in my whole life, and then I wake up like, in like sweat and tears, it's like, oh no, that's terrible. So I wish if there's anything, I wish I could be good at. I think it's freestyle rapping.
Wow, I mean, of all the answers you could have given, that was not one I ever would have expected to hear, but that's amazing. So,
it's the truth, though. I'm not even lying.
So now, speaking of music, what are you listening to right now? Are there any bands or singers that are on heavy rotation for you?
Ooh, right now. Oh yeah, because I just went back to Japan. I always do like to circle back to some Japanese music. I used to listen to very niche. It's like 70s old Japanese music. People really want to listen to it. It's also featured in the Kill Bill soundtrack. Her name is Kajimeko. A Flower of Carnage, that kind of stuff. If you wanna do,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I love the Kill Bill movies, so I know the exact song that you're speaking about. Yeah.
There you go. That is some of my absolute favorite music, and she has. She's an actress. She actually, is plays in some of the movies that have inspired Tarantino to make Kill Bill. So it's really, really good and very just my go-to music.
Awesome. Now, this question comes from my friend Maggie, who lives in Bulgaria. She wants to know what kind of products you and Clark use in your hair because she's jealous.
Oh, well, Clark, what does Clark use? I wonder. I think from what I understand, he's got phenomenal genetics, and I don't know. I am jealous, 100%. My hair is definitely has been very problematic, especially since Japan and bleaching it the way I do. Horrific stuff to my hair, so I think Maggie is only talking about Clark Connors' hair. Honestly, I do not know what she sees in mine, but I think I'm very good at coming up with styles that just look good, whether or not my hair is full and luscious.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
So, before I get to the last thing I want to ask you about, I have one last wrestling question for you, and that is, what are the goals that you still have left? Because you've done a lot in this business already at a pretty young age, so what are the things that you have left to check off on your list?
Oh, I currently do not have a list, honestly. I think I was always expecting that I was going to get the World Championship at some point. I was not thinking I would get it this early. So there's always the danger of, being left with nothing to, aspire. So I wasn't, sometimes I look at it, I'm looking at the title right now actually, and I think it bears a curse, if you know what I mean, There's where do I go from here? But on the other hand, I've been having so much fun ever since representing the company. So I'm just curious to see where this journey is going to take me without trying to go anywhere. Because I've been without goal for a while now, and it's honestly been the best and most rewarding time of my life as a pro wrestler.
That's awesome. And it's been great to see how the AEW crowd has really accepted you too, because, you're a quote unquote heel, but people are cheering for you every week. They love you. And it's obviously because you've done a lot of hard work to win them over.
I guess. I don't know. Honestly, I put in the time, I put in the work, yeah, and I know what I'm doing, but honestly, I'm just doing what I do best. It's just being a prick and being me. It was I don't cover up too much anymore, so that's it's been very rewarding somehow.
I think with you being as outspoken as you are on the mic, that is wish fulfillment for a lot of people. They wish they could say the things that you're saying to the people that they don't like, and I think that's a reason why a lot of fans connect with you.
I think so too. Honestly, I've had higher ups ask me to not say the things I say, and I'll just be like, yeah, sorry, it's not gonna happen. I don't care. So, and then, and before I can even say that, they'll be like, can you please stop saying dumb bitches? And I just look at them, and then they put it, it's like, okay, you're gonna say it twice today. It's like, okay, thank you. I don't even have to say anything. So it's what if it's good, don't try to change it.
Yeah. Well, the way that I always like to end these is by having the AEW wrestlers review a movie that they've seen recently. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be a new movie, just something that you've watched. So is there anything that you can think of that you'd like to talk about?
Yesterday I watched Catch Me If You Can for the first time, actually, on
Oh
my flight
wow!
back from, yeah, I know, and
I
it's
love that
like,
movie. What did you think?
yeah, I thought it was great. Obviously, like, flying, I usually don't like it because it's like, the screen is so small, and then some baby's crying, or some stewardess is asking me what drink I want. So I hate, being like, not fully immersed in the movie. But I thought it was a phenomenal movie. I love seeing Leonardo DiCaprio do what he does. He's just, in my opinion, maybe the best actor actually around. So I really enjoyed it, and I love those, like heist movies and those like cat and mouse movies. It was really cool. Great acting, great story, and finally off my list.
Yeah, that is a classic. Him and Tom Hanks. It's such a fun movie, and like I know that a lot of that guy's accounts of what he did are up in question and whatever, but like the fact that it's based off of a mostly true story makes it 10 times more interesting.
I know, it's the same with The Wolf of Wall Street, right? Like
Yeah.
same thing. It's just really captivating. I'm big on biographies. I love reading them. I love watching them if they're well done. So I just love stuff that is at least inspired by real stories. So great movie.
What was the last biography that you did?
Oh my God. I haven't read anything in a long time. Some of my favorites are Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stalin, and Iggy Pop.
Oh,
So
nice.
It's a very wild mix.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is quite an eclectic mix of people.
Yep, yep. That's me. That's what floats my boat.
All right. So before we end things, there was something I just personally wanted to ask. So my family actually is Austrian. My last name is Mueller, and
No way.
yeah, then that's where
Yeah.
that's where my grandparents came from. So I've never had a chance to actually visit there. So if I ever got the chance to, where would you recommend that I go check out? Like obviously I know Vienna's like the big area, but like is there somewhere that you would recommend somebody visiting for the first time go?
I love Vienna, obviously. A lot of cool places to go check out. It's a nice punk scene, a lot of great, if you're into movies especially, a lot of great old cinemas where they constantly play great movies. Also, like, new and from the past. I really like Innsbruck. That's a smaller place in Tyrol. It's really beautiful, very picturesque, and if you want to get a little down and dirty, then go to Graz. That's probably one of the more fun, more boozy towns in Austria. So those are my top three.